Welcome to the short video on the new ASI SmartBooks Update version 3.7.7.1. This video will cover some of the new enhancements. For a complete listing of all changes, please review the Update Bulletin. The first new enhancement to review will be the automated resource hold. There are two new options for allowing the system to automatically place quotes and orders on hold. This includes past due invoices and a credit hold. Based on the customer's credit limit and/or the age of past due invoices, this new benefit will make it easier for your company to manage customer receivables. It will also allow you to control orders so they are not processed for customers who are over their credit limit or if they have past due invoices. Under Preferences, a checkbox here to place quotes and orders on hold if the customer is over the credit limit. And then directly below that is an option to place quotes and orders on hold if the customer has an invoice that is past due and the number of days you specify. And this would be over and above the terms. You will still have the ability to manually place a specific quote or order on hold. For past due invoices, a -1 will indicate this option will not be used. If this option is turned on here in System Preferences and the customer is not already on hold, creating a new quote or order will check to see if the customer has past due invoices meeting the age requirement here in System Preferences. We will now go into an order so we can review the validation message. Our alert comes up immediately upon selecting our customer. The customer selected has an invoice that is 10 days or more past due. This order will be put on hold when saved. So we'll select OK. At the top, you see that where it's checked for hold. Then it gives a reason to why it's placed on hold because of past due invoices. Once on hold, the user can continue to work within the quote or order and save any additions or changes, just as they can now do with the customer on manual hold. Upon saving, it will confirm the quote or order is on hold and the user will not be able to move the resource further. Quotes cannot be viewed, printed, or turned into an order. Orders cannot be viewed or printed, but can be turned into an invoice if they are already complete. Saving the quote or order again will recheck to see if the past due invoice has been resolved and clear the hold of the past due status if it has. The next part of this automate hold feature will be the credit hold. If the customer is not already on hold and the quote or order is not already on hold due to past due invoices, the system will check the credit limit on your customer resource against the used credit. We'll open a new order for this customer. If the customer is over the credit limit, it will alert the user and place the quote or order on hold. Then we'll see that the hold box is checked, and the reason is for credit limit. When we go to save this order, the validation message says the customer has exceeded the credit limit of $3,500 and the order has been placed on hold. Once on hold, the user can continue to work with the quote or order and save any additions or changes, just as they can now if the customer is on a manual hold. Upon saving, the system will confirm the quote or order is on hold and the user will not be able to move the resource further. Quotes cannot be viewed or printed or turned into an order. Orders cannot be viewed or printed, but can be turned into an invoice if they are complete. Saving the quote or order again will recheck the credit limit versus the used credit and clear the hold if the credit limit status passes. Our next new enhancement to review will be the order or invoice costing view option. A column has been added for journal entries associated with an order. Journal entries entered and associated with an order will now appear in the order costing view for both the order and invoice. This feature will allow you to track journal entries that apply to cost on orders. We'll go in and apply a journal entry. We're going to take it out of our WIP account. And then up at the top, we're going to enter our order number, which was 477. And then we'll process. Now we'll go back and look at our order. And now we can see our journal entry that applied to this order. The next new enhancement to review will be the transaction list and the ability to add a summary reference column. So we'll open up that option. We're going to add remove columns. A summary column in the transaction or audit trail list can be added to show a total of records that may post in detail. Example, one record per product for accounts receivable, one record per salesperson for commission, one record per tax code for sales tax. This beneficial column will assist with researching detailed records as needed. We'll add our column for summary, apply changes, we'll slide our bar over, and there's our summary column. The next new enhancement to review will be the ability to not print the country code and phone number on forms. We'll open up Tools on the ribbon menu, and then go to Company Setup. Under Document Defaults, we'll go to our Send method, and we're going to pick the first form on here for the acknowledgement. You can now turn off the country code and phone number so they will not print on forms. This option gives you the ability to customize and show what you wish to appear on your forms. Once we've exited and come back in, I'm going to open up the order. I'm going to go to a prior document that I just printed a little bit ago. And there we can see the office, the phone number, and the 1+, which would be our country code. Close that and look at the new form since changing. We'll preview it. And now we'll see that the country code and phone number is no longer showing on our form. Go ahead and close out of there. Our next new enhancement to review will be a new icon and title for Accounting, General Ledger, and Control Account Reconcile. Under our Accounting tab, under our General Ledger Control Group, the menu option for Ledger Reconcile had been renamed to Control Account Reconcile, and the icon has been updated. This will make it easier to identify icons in this section. The next new enhancement to review will be a new option that has been added to require the use of General Ledger defaults when posting to a product line in Bill Apply. We'll start by going to the Tools tab of the ribbon menu and open up System Preferences under the Control group. An option has been added to the System Preferences to require the user to use the General Ledger defaults when posting to an order product line in Bill Apply. This will help to avoid confusion and posting to the wrong General Ledger account. We'll take a look under Bills Apply. We select our order number and open the expander. We'll select our product line. Under the product line, you'll now notice that the dropship merchandise account from our company setup is automatically appearing and cannot be changed. The next new enhancement to review will be a bill check warning message. This message will appear when checks are not within the same month or year. We'll take a look at bill pay we already have open. When we select our vendor, and if we change our date, we'll change it to a prior period. We'll select our payable and go ahead and process. This pre-existing feature would require you to enter a password to post to a prior or future month. We'll go ahead and enter that password. We'll now go up to the Vendor tab of our ribbon menu and select Checks. We'll select our bank account and we'll click on Process. When bill pay and checks are processed in a different General Ledger period, it may require a General Ledger entry for any held checks. A new warning pop-up screen has been added to alert the user, plus added security to require a password to print checks not dated in the current month. And this is based on the assigned check date. This new feature allows better control over posting periods. So our warning message says one or more checks have a check date that is for a different month and year than what is current. Do you wish to process? Then you choose yes or no. If we select yes, we'll continue on with our check writing process as normal. Now we'll look at it. If we say no, we'll select no. We would then close this option and make the necessary corrections. The next new enhancement to review will be the option to update invoice quantities and costs with bill apply information. We'll start by going up to the Tools tab of the ribbon menu and selecting System Preferences. There is a new option in the System Preferences in the Invoice Preference Expander to update new invoice quantities and costs with bill apply information. When quantities or costs from a vendor bill are applied to an order, it will automatically update the invoice. This will not only save time in invoicing, but it will help assure that the correct costs and quantities are applied on the invoice. By selecting this option, quantities and costs applied to a product line for an order during the bill apply option will automatically update the invoice quantities and costs for the first invoice created for the order following the bill apply. This will not affect the order. Any bills that are applied to the order after the first invoice is created will not update that invoice or any additional invoices for that order. The bill apply general ledger costs added through the Add General Ledger on the order level or Freight Only Expander will add product lines to the invoice for each transaction line entered. So now we have our option already selected. So we're going to go into Vendor and under the Bill Control Group do a new bill. We'll select our supplier. We'll fill out our details as we normally would. We'll open up our order and add order. Now we'll select our order. We're going to select our product. Our correct quantity here is 90. Our correct cost is 64.26. This will go to our drop ship merchandise account. And now we're going to add a general ledger line because we're also missing a setup charge. Then we're going to add our freight line. Our balance distribute is now 0. So once we filled out our detail, again on this order, what we did is we had one product line. We were missing a setup charge and we're missing the freight line. So we added those to the order. We'll go ahead and process, close this option, and now we're ready to create a new invoice. When you open up the new invoice, this validation message appears, says one or more line items have been updated or created based on the bill apply transaction details. This is the message that will only appear one time. Under the product expander, for new product lines added to the invoice, the product line will include a description that references which general ledger account was affected during bill apply when the cost relates to an order level distribution. The new product lines will automatically be checked to hide from customer. We'll open up one of these expanders. The operator can then review the new lines and make any changes. If any of those new invoice product lines were created in bill apply within the freight only expander, the product line will automatically be checked as is freight. In addition to adding the new lines, you'll notice that our ordered quantity 85 has been updated with 90, and our cost difference has been updated with the correct cost. We'll process the invoice as normal. Our next new enhancement review, we under Bill Pay to show the order number for invoiced commission payables. We'll open up Bill Pay. In the payable detailed records for salesperson within Bill Pay, the order number has been added for any invoice commission records for that salesperson. This order number is also a link so the user can open up the associated order in a new tab if desired. We'd select our commissions, process as normal. This will also complete the review for this new update version 3.7.7.1.